remember that they're changing my voice. So I'm not on the side of Christianity or Islam or Judaism or anyone else's philosophy. My religion and philosophy are universal, pinpointed moral precision. Now let me tell you why. When we're talking about Christianity and Islam and Judaism, we're talking about religions that are attached to social orders. That's what we're talking about. And in this case, it's been made crystal clear. With people from all over the world, with me putting myself out there time and time again in the streets, you name it, on the internet. Okay, before they started suppressing my videos so much, for example, on different platforms, every single last person, Christian, Muslim, Jew, atheist, you name it, decided to join in the spirit of rebellion to cheat me out of my right to lead. Now, when we look at guilt, all three, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism are all three colonial religions. They all have decided to put colonialism over doing God's work. And since they decided to do that, they've defined their spirits as rebellious spirits. Every kind of Christian you can imagine, every kind of Muslim, what have you. Every kind of Jew. And so if I was to take their side, it would be siding against God. God's commands are clear. He strictly forbids taking their side. Like I said in my letter to Trump or one of those videos around that time, I'm not on China's side or America's, what I said at the time. I'm on God's side. And so it is with the white racists who have merged with the Western church to such a large degree. Okay, the Western church and churches, including the controlled opposition left-wing churches, who are trying to control other races using the idea of a kind of climactic racial clash in regards to religion and culture, etc. And they're doing it on behalf of the Western governing class, right? Whites, Jews, LGBT people, token minorities, but mostly white, Jew, and LGBT, who are the main people who have raped and slaughtered and abused their people. Even if you remove World War I and World War II, that would still be true. So it's crazy, because they can't get over the idea of race or their religious team or their family's superficial and worldly heritage. They end up supporting the main people who are oppressing them. Say you're a Muslim or Jew, or say a Muslim because it's easier to point to this here. With a Jew, they're basically, may very well be the number one people doing it, or number two, they're right up there with the whites, as the rich whites. So say you're a Muslim. You're not only supporting the Muslims who have abused you most, okay, by lying to you about God and making you think that they're on your side, but you're supporting the whites and Jews and LGBT behind the scenes who manipulate them and control them, who have intermarried with them and have crypto Jews at times ruling over you, what have you. It's the reason why the cultures are changing the way they are, the look of people is changing the way it is, because they're trying to conceal the process of governing class people, whites, Jews, LGBT, token minorities, who are intermarrying with certain groups and becoming their quote-unquote, social order-based leadership. And it's basically almost come to completion. When my flesh dies, it will basically be complete. They'll have total control. And because of the nature of gene modification and everything, you can never again trust your leaders to even be who they say that they are. But you can trust that they'll be outside the divine order because they've rebelled against me and screened out the righteous. Isaiah 57 makes that clear. Again, Isaiah 57 makes that clear. So for very obvious reasons, I'm not on anyone else's side. If you want God and I to be on your side, then obey God through me. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Luke 6:46. Why'd you call me Lord, Lord, and do not do what I say? Instead, you're doing what the people say, whether it's you or someone else, who are cheating me out of my right to lead, and who are part of the spirit of persecuting me, even though I'm the most righteous person that ever lived. How can you respect somebody who's in a spirit of persecuting the most righteous person that ever lived for mere survival? For merely for the survival of their flesh and their family's flesh. That's a pitiful goal. What do you call a nation or group that lives for its survival first and foremost? That they're called cowards. How could you not have a principle that you live for that transcends that? Shame on you.